Good morning, good morning. Perhaps it is good evening, depending upon where you are on the globe. And tonight's live, which will be relatively quick, I had it scheduled and then I changed it and had to change it again because I have a lot to do this weekend, and I'm sure many of you have. So, first of all, thank you to everyone who left their comments prior to, and hopefully, everyone has had a marvelous, productive, and peaceful day. Before I go any further, let me present my Fair Use Act disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, which states allowance is made for fair use of copyrighted material for purposes of commentary, criticism, news reporting, research, education, teaching, and or scholarship. It provides for the legal, non-licensed citation and or incorporation of copyrighted material by others which might be infringing under other circumstances. Now, earlier this week, I asked the question, if or should a man be expected to pay for a babysitter if he wants to date a woman with a child or children? And there were several opposing sides, if you will. So I'm going to go over those. I'm going to attempt to go over those and watch three short videos. And if anyone has any comments they would like to add, that's fine. I'll drop the link if anyone would like to speak on that. Again, this was scheduled impromptu for tonight slash this morning, so I totally understand. So if you would like to leave comments in the comment section, that will be fine as well. So let me first see if I can find my post with the answers or comments rather. And I'll share that. Excuse me. Here we go. And let me get back over here. Remove that. And let's see if it'll pop up. It should. Okay, here we go. And this was a little question that I had. If a man wants to take a woman with a child or children on a date, should he pay for a babysitter too? And this adorable little picture was little Cardi B with a little caption here that says, "My mama said you have to pay a babysitter too." And here are the responses. I would say no. She's getting a nice time out of the date. It's up to the woman to accept or decline the date. If she's unable to go on other dates for childcare reasons, maybe now isn't the time to date. I would also add it depends on how long they've been dating. I wouldn't feel comfortable with a man I'm just meeting doing anything for my kids. They're mine and my responsibility. Next, no. The topic is very nuanced, though. Now, on the issue of the date, I'd like to get things straight from Jump Street. Is both parties agreeing to a traditional or modern date? Traditional would be, in a sense, old fashioned. Courting. Do we even court anymore? The man pays for everything, etc. Woman, just bring herself. Be pleasant and pretty. Modern would be from the stance of gender equality of sorts, meaning women are empowered, now independent, earning equal or more, etc. Next, I think so is a package deal, LOL. Then we have absolutely. Next, no. If he did not father them, the mother should pay for the babysitter or get family to help. No babysitter, no date. Have a wonderful and safe weekend. And next, depending on the age, I'll take the kid with us. By doing that, you're showing her you have no problem with kids. Paying for date babysitter, she knows you a bag. And next one is nope. So hopefully everyone was able to see that screen. I see you there at the thumbs up. Thank you. And you're willing and able to chime in. Let me get this off the screen. So, a little bit of a mixed bag there. And I'm going to share the next screen. Again, this is fair use. And thank you for those that are listening and for those who may catch the replay. Okay, this is going to be a short one. Put this back up. And it's just amazing, the responses. Okay. Make sure this one pops up. Okay, this right here is really short because the majority of it is his reaction, but I want you all to hear what she says. And this is courtesy of Mark's Journey to the Philippines. Again, shout out to Mark's Journey to the Philippines. And here's what Miss Lady has to say.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another reaction video. I found a entitled single mom from America or the West that thinks she's all that and wants the men to pay for the babysitter on a first date. I'm like, are you serious? You don't even know this person yet. But I thought it was pretty funny. I thought I'd go over it and hopefully you enjoy it too. All right, let's get started and keep watching.
Unless you're offering to pay for the babysitter, I'm not going on that date. Don't just assume that I'm going to be able to drop off my child somewhere because most likely I'm not.
Okay, so Riley.
Okay, that was the first quick video. And you could see she was completely adamant that she doesn't have time to do all of these things in preparation for her date. So obviously, her stance is she believes that the man should pay for the babysitter as well. Next, I'll share the next video. Again, fair use. These videos are crazy. This is courtesy of Crank Lucas. Again, shout out to Crank Lucas. Expand that. And you can listen to this woman.
You know what it takes for a woman like me to go out on a date? I gotta get a babysitter for my kids.
Okay.
Should a nigga pay for that?
Yes. Because
Okay.
guess what now?
I gotta pay for the kids that you made prior
Yes,
to
because
me.
guess what now? A part of me is my kids. And in order to take me out.
Dating.
That's part of dating.
You're making an investment for a relationship. So,
And that's why
and I shouldn't have to pay for your when you're investing
I'm
in
not
your
saying every day. I'm saying, okay.
No date. Unless we're in a relationship, that's when you can even feel like I should be adding on.
I should be paying
I
for
wouldn't
it.
even
stuff like that.
A man that's for me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They know that, okay, she's a mother of two. She's holding down a business. She's holding down a house. She's commuting from Jersey to New York. All right. How much is your babysitter?
You can tell her kids got different daddies, and one of them is locked up. That's why she a baby mama now. Man, you smoking rocks if you think you can require a man to pay.
Whoa. That was a rough comment, but I can pretty much understand why he's saying that, because it appears, in my opinion, that she's sounding extremely entitled. Now, understand, she's a mother and she's, according to her, holding it down with a home, I'm assuming a career, but she also has this commute, as she said, from Jersey to New York. So she's expecting that the man should pay for a babysitter, even though he's not the father of her children. And this is the last video. Share the screen. Again, this is fair use. And this is courtesy of J.R. Wisdom. Shout out to J.R. Wisdom. This is pretty wild. Fair use. And here we go, everyone.
Acting like he can't pay for my babysitter after he didn't promise and beg me. First of all, y'all, he didn't beg me to go on this date with him. Now he acting like he can't pay $5 because
come on,
because
man.
you
Me,
want
bro.
more, huh?
All I said
you want
was
more,
like,
huh?
look, I know I was nice about it, but you took and ran somewhere else with it. Like,
first of all, you offered the babysitter, baby.
yeah,
you the one that said that you want to take me out.
So at least gonna do a little bit of something. Like, you ain't trying to do nothing.
What's a little bit of something, baby? We went out and ate. You know, that was a little bit of something. That was enough.
If I'm taking
this is our first date, baby. So let's
look, hey man, it's 2023. Man, we can make a lot of stuff pop.
Y'all hear him talking this?
Some dude.
Now keep in mind, this is, as she said, the very first date. Let's continue.
You told me that you was paid. You told me, oh, you will pay for dinner and my baby. That's the only reason that I went out with you. Don't try to sit here and play.
Oh my God, bro.
He's trying to sit here and play.
Like, bro, you got to give me something though. You can't just be sitting there like, and I'm just doing everything. Like, I'm taking you out.
I gave you something. I gave you my time, baby. How
Yo,
like
time.
what much?
I need more
Like
than
what
that.
more do you
I need more than that.
What's more than that?
I mean, like,
it sounds like he need a little something for $35.
I mean, since you bringing it up, like you
and some Outback.
Man, look,
you made it.
$35. I'm sorry for laughing. She said $35. God. And I wonder if Outback was on that infamous list. Hold on, let me catch this comment. Hey there. Hey there, Melly. How are you? I'm just watching this crazy video. I'm not sure if you heard her or not, but she said $35. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's continue. Yes. Oh my goodness. Let me make sure I get the right one. Here we go. This is nuts.
Seem like you know.
I'm talking about the whole day.
He made it seem like he just spent like you ain't even come out of full hundred today. You ain't even come out of full hundred today.
Like at the end of the day,
and this both for our bills. This bill.
Some more.
It ain't even come up to $100.
Oh man, so
and he act like he can't spend. Okay, why? Why though?
No, because you
want
that.
That's what it was.
Oh my God.
Just go.
Good buddy, you know they was gonna tell you should have smoked her out because she just by this right here looked like she a smoker. But Outback looked like y'all went to the gym or looked like y'all went to shoot some hoops. Them armpit stains on camera, good buddy.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. All right, let me get back over here. Now, this is absolutely hilarious to me. Part of me thinks it is scripted because I do not want to believe, and I'm not a TikToker, nor do I watch too many TikTok videos, but it appears to be perhaps a skit because I would hope, truly hope, that there are not people who really behave or think this way when it comes to dates and the amount of money. We're speaking about first dates here. The guy reviewing it said he should have smoked her out, and it looks like they went to the gym and they were hooping. Some of the commentary is hilarious. So, Melly said, oh no, tell me it isn't so. Melly said, it's really people like that. I've seen it. Oh my. Are they young people? Like under the age of 30? It must be. That's crazy. Let me go ahead and drop this now, just in case. Probably not, but I'll put it there anyway as we continue the rest of this crazy video. He's saying, no, really, Melly? Oh my goodness. All right. Early 40s. And they're having disagreements on a first date. Now, keep in mind at the beginning of this particular video, she was upset because, according to her, he had promised to pay for the babysitter. So, let me share the screen and finish with this crazy video. This is insane.
I mean, definitely not a good look. Babysitter as well.
Y'all hear this? Y'all hear this nonsense that this man is talking?
Yeah, right. I need something out of it. I'm not doing free.
What?
No, bro. Like,
how is that not an even exchange? Baby, my baby needed a babysitter, right?
We could have had this.
And my baby was still gonna need. He wasn't gonna pay for my babysitter.
Like, no, see, you need to use your head.
All because
like,
he don't $35 after he done begged me
man,
to go. He didn't even
man,
want to
then
go
you say
on a
you
date
want
with
some
you.
nail done? Then
You
say
know how
want
many
some
times you
eyelash
done
done?
asked me to
I
go
know
on
y'all
this
be paying
date?
about $30-something for it.
Bro,
You be in
I
the
knew
back
you was
seat.
broke.
Man,
Don't
you see
worry
all this
about
room
it.
back here?
Don't
Come
worry
on
about
now.
it.
Like, you got a lot of room back here.
I'll
You can make it
handle
work
it.
now, baby.
I'll handle
The
it.
first date.
It's time to go, cause he talk about the back seat. Like, baby, this
Man,
the
we
first
do a
date,
lot.
like you just
He
said.
gonna be asleep by 9
You
o'clock.
barely want to
That's
pay
right.
for my meal. You
I got
you
AC.
not paying for my babysitter. You think I'm gonna go
I
out
ain't
with you
paying for that
again?
shit. No,
You think I'm gonna
hell
give
no,
you
man.
anything?
No, bro, because you just said I ain't get. Nah, bro.
You
I'm thinking
sound
you finna,
real
like,
crazy. I don't
you
know
finna
who
go
you
back to
think
my
I
apartment.
am.
I'm thinking we finna do some
I
extra
don't-
stuff. You
No,
talking about
no.
babysitter, and I'm like,
You
nah,
must be
ain't
looking
even
for a
doing nothing.
$40.
Like,
What do you mean? I am
I
not
can't
one of
do it.
these $40.
I can't do it.
Look at me. Do I
Hell
look
no.
like a $40?
I'm trying to be nice.
Do I?
I'm trying to be nice.
Oh,
I
okay.
ain't got time for this. Like,
Oh,
first
okay.
date, bro.
If
Like,
I
you
would
ain't
have
coming
known,
with it. You
if
supposed
I
to be
would have
50-50, right?
known,
You talking 50-50, but you ain't
if I would have
contributing.
known you was gonna,
Wallet?
I would have
Nope.
never.
Nope.
No, I did not, cause you offered me,
That's
right?
true. You could have.
You offered me to come out on this date,
This is
right?
60-40 thing. Like,
This
you could have
man-
came out just a little bit. You ain't pull out no 10 or nothing. You ain't do nothing.
What am I
You
pulling
over
out
talking
money
about-
for?
Like,
Hey,
oh
what am
my
I pulling
God.
out money for? Please explain.
Man.
My. And Melly says, let me get your comment, Melly. Disenfranchised individuals. Again, I cannot ascertain whether or not this, like I said, whether this is a skit or if this is a truism, because it is, oh, it's painful to watch and listen. He's bad enough, but she is, in my opinion, doing the most. And honestly, well, I'm going to keep my feelings to myself. But I will just say this. Sometimes, in my opinion, what comes out of some people's mouths can be a total turnoff. And that's as nice as I can put it. Let us continue. Fair use.
Man, at
Please
this point,
explain.
man, things
So
change.
I'm right or wrong for
Things-
asking.
Good buddy. If you've been begging her, like she said, if you've been begging to take her out on a date and Outback, I mean, like she said, you $35 tops. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Gerald, she needs to pay 50-50. I mean, you guys are too much at this point, man. You guys are too much. But my man,
I agree. That is a bit too much. Let's see if there's, yep, there's a little bit more. Let's see what Miss Lady is saying.
$35,
When you
y'all.
start talking about other
Ain't
stuff,
like I
that's when I
said,
see
oh,
it too.
she need a whole
You switched
hundred.
up, I
I
switched
said
up too.
$35. 35.
Man, cause that 35, you better save it up now.
Y'all, he
I'm
is
not
so
paying
broke.
for it.
Like, I am just.
I ain't got time for that, man. Like, no, you need to be contributing too. We on a date with 50-50. Help me out.
That's not what you said.
Come on,
You
bro.
said,
We
hey.
talking, we doing
That's not what you said. You said, hey, for the 50th time, hey, can we go out on the date? I want to take you out on the date.
Sure did.
You know, just to show you a little something, show you I ain't one of those
And then you
other
start doing all the
niggas.
extra stuff. You started like talking about some. I talking about. Can
Oh,
we go
you
to
are
Paris?
over
Can we
exaggerating.
Paris?
Like,
come
you
on,
are
so
over
I need to
exaggerating.
Like, you ain't helping me. Like, we supposed to be 50-50. Like, help me out. Help me out.
Hell,
I
not
ain't
with
finna be
this.
paying for
That
him,
is not
that
what
ain't
this
even my
was supposed to
kid.
be.
That's not even my kid anyway.
Did I ask you that?
Shoot, like,
So why would you offer
if you
to pay?
see me take the initiative, you should want to control.
Now that is an issue right there because he already knew that wasn't his child. He already knew she had a child. And according to her, he promised to pay for the babysitter. So I'm not really sure if, again, whether this is a skit or not, and if it is actually genuine. Was money the issue from the jump? Because according to her, both of them actually, it just seems like the money wasn't there. Or maybe it was, and he just did not want to have to foot everything. And again, it's a first date. And in my opinion, that's a time where you're feeling one another out. You're trying to get to know one another. And to me, just to me, and I'm a lot older than most of you, there were several red signs. Hey there, defrauding charlatans. How are you? I feel the man should not pay for a babysitter. Well, I think that's the general consensus. But let me ask you something, defrauding, and thank you for coming by. Her attitude, her attitude alone, would you have paid for or stayed throughout the entire date at Outback, or would you have politely made an excuse to leave? Now, I'm just gauging the male point of view because seriously, that attitude and behavior is just, it to me is deplorable to see and hear. And Melly said, let me capture Melly. Let's see, Melly. She shouldn't have went out with him if he didn't uphold his end. Well, Melly, how long do you think it would have taken for her to figure out he wasn't going to hold up his end? And to me, honestly, if I'm speaking to someone over the phone prior to going out, I would think within the first 5 or 10 minutes, you'll know if there's any type of compatibility or connection, unless that person is that good in sending in a representation of their true selves. And Melly said, I would have left her with that attitude. It's horrible. And defrauding says, if he does, that's a solid plus, though it's not a requirement. A man should realize when you date a woman with a child, you better be well off and set up. I'm going to star that and read it again. If he does, that's a solid plus, though it's not a requirement. A man should realize when you date a woman with a child, you'd better be well off and set up. Okay? Now, well off as far as you've already decided before the first date has taken place or is over that you need to be financially stable, because not only do you have yourself to take care of, there's a potential that there may be a woman and a child or children you may be expected to take care of. And Rotting says, unfortunately, I was raised to take accountability for my mistakes. I would have seen that date through and been on my best behavior. There would not have been any future mistakes. And Melly says, from the start, she should have known because he tried plenty of times before to take her out. Absolutely. According to her, she said 50. I don't know if he asked her 50 times or not. But again, if this is truly accurate, it appears he may have asked her several times. And defrauding says, I don't believe in just walking out, stranding a person, even if it's justified. Oh, well, that's sweet of you. Hey there, Blackfire. How are you? And welcome. If he does pay for this, it only welcomes her to keep coming back for money. Okay, let me start that one. Black says, if he does pay for this, it only welcomes her to keep coming back for money. So, Black, are you assuming she doesn't have money? Or could she possibly have been testing him? And Black and Melly are speaking to one another. See if there's any more left in this crazy video. Again, it's fair use.
Why would you offer to pay? Why would you offer to pay for a babysitter? Why would you offer to pay for a babysitter, right?
Nah, I'm gonna need something.
You got your dinner. You got your dinner date, right? So now my babysitter got to get paid.
I ain't got time for this. You could actually go. Like, no.
I can go.
Yeah, you
Okay,
go.
so my bad. I stand corrected, man. You know what I'm saying? But still, either way, you just tell her if she don't want to go for more, girl, you just gonna put something.
Let me see if she has anything more to say. Because it appears that he finally got fed up and dismissed her. Yep.
Part 2.
So, those were the 3 videos. And they all were crazy to me. And Melly said, Black, did you see your boy on camera? Oh my goodness. I've never seen him, but I guess I will in the future. Defrauding says he can block her number. Absolutely. And Black is saying, you know, I saved that clip. And Melly is saying, right. Okay. So that's about somebody completely different. But those were the quick 3 videos. And again, I put up the responses to the question that I placed on my community wall that basically asked the question, should a man be expected to pay a babysitter if he wants to date a woman with a child or children? And as I said, the general consensus is no. And I also want to say that there has been a stereotype that only a certain population of women behave in this way. And clearly, from the video, I believe it was the first video that I showed, she was not a stereotype. And then again, that could be the majority because there are several videos out where there are women who honestly feel entitled that a man should pay for the babysitter. Some of their thought processes are, and the major one from what I've seen is if the male or man asks the woman out, he should be ready to not only pay for the date, If there's an Uber involved, that as well, and babysitting costs. And some of the answers that were on my community post included that no, absolutely not. And if the man asking a woman out on the date didn't bother them, then no, it's not their responsibility. That responsibility should fall on the family. And defrauding says, I smashed the like. This is a great topic. Well, thank you, defrauding. I try to put up a few when I can. Like I said, I had scheduled this actually for this prior weekend. I should normally do it next weekend, but I can't. And Blackfire says, I learned a few years ago not to deal with any women, younger kids. I'm going to go out on a limb and reread that. I learned a few years ago not to deal with any women with younger kids. Okay, if that is indeed what you're saying, Black, why would you say younger kids? And Melly is saying, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is part of why interracial dating, you're getting ready to walk into something. Let me go ahead and start this so I can reread it. Hey there, Lucy Warren. How are you? We're talking about if men who ask women out on a date, should they pay for a babysitter? Your comments are welcome, and the link is there too if anyone wants to come up and speak their piece, but welcome. And let me get back to what Melly was saying. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is part why interracial dating is at an all-time high. So Melly, I'm getting ready to put you on a hot seat. Do you believe in the proponent of passport bros? And are you saying that interracial dating is at an all-time high because of this woman's behavior? Because keep in mind, one of the videos was a polar opposite. However, she was extremely entitled. The only difference in the two of them was the skin color. The attitudes were the same. Now, one may have looked a little bit more polished than the other, but at the end of the day, the attitude, the behavior, the entitlement, they mirrored one another. Yes, you did. And thank you again, Lucy Warren. So again, I was asking, part of the reason, again, is it the behavior? And if that's the case, could you flip it and say the same as far as interracial dating? Because Mr. Man, from my optics, didn't look like he had it all together either. His vernacular, if you will, wasn't the best. He definitely wasn't dressed appropriately, in my opinion. And this attitude wasn't the greatest. So it could go both ways, or at least in my belief. And Melly says, behavior and social status. Now, economic status. Now, playing devil's advocate, because I'm a believer that social status can change and some behaviors can change. Your thoughts on that? Or do you believe what you see is what you get? Or are you a believer of assimilation by association? And I asked that question because there was a time where a lot of people that I used to run with, if you want to say that, talk slang all of the time. And that's something that I particularly don't care too much for. I'm not judging anyone, but sometimes when you're around people for long periods of time, you pick certain things up. And I noticed that I picked up certain things, and I had to catch and check myself many, many times. So when it goes back to what you mentioned about behavior, could that be a correlation of the environment? And keep in mind, I don't ascribe to that 100%. And okay, that was the last comment from Melly. But no, I don't. There are a lot of people that say that they are products of their environment, when in fact, I've seen a lot of people in several different environments, and not everyone behaves the same. Not everyone thinks the same. Blackfire edits. What kind of things did you pick up? Every slang word you can think of. I mean, I already have a hot temper. Yes, I know it may be hard to believe, but no, I do. I have an extremely hot temper, and I had to learn how to water that down. There were times I would get so angry if someone were to get close up on my bumper and we would be at a stoplight. I would actually get out of my vehicle and go say something to the person, not even thinking that someone could have blown my head off. That's how angry I would get because I was hit from behind. And I had a concussion, and I still have issues because of that. So I get extremely angry. My mother was much worse. I'm a lot calmer than she was, but it's just certain things like that. I would react before I actually thought things out. And I'm still grappling with that now. I'm a lot better. But yes, I have a extremely hot temper. Absolutely. Absolutely. Melly says, me personally, I'm a chameleon. All right. That boy George in the house. But economic status, definitely, will level up one's social status. And Black says, really, you? Absolutely. I wouldn't be able to have been able to accomplish and do some of the things that I've done out on the streets if I didn't have that hard exterior. You cannot, especially in 2024, walk around green nor soft, and that goes to both men and women. You have to be cognizant of your surroundings. You have to try to be able to discern when people are playing in your face. And if you haven't learned that from social media as of yet, then you're behind the 8 ball. And it's good that you don't show that you know. You just play the game. Just play the game. And walk away. Life is too short to, again, in my opinion, to keep going backwards and forth. It's like being on a conveyor belt that's going in reverse. Yes, you're on it, you're moving, but you're not progressing. So you're doing yourself a major disservice. And a lot of younger people don't understand that. So if they're blessed to get 50, 55, 60, and they sit down sometimes and think about all of the time that they've wasted on frivolous things, you can't get that time back. So I wouldn't suggest it, but again, that's me, and people have to learn on their own. Absolutely. Play it the best way you know how. Now, I'm not a proponent of playing dirty. Now, I've gotten in the mud a few times, but again, you have to pick and choose the battles for which you need to fight. Not want, but you need to fight. If it's something that is of great detriment to your life and your livelihood and the livelihood of your family, then by all means, you must do what you need to do. But if it's just for show, to me, it isn't worth it. Short-term gratitude is such a waste. And I see so many people gratified over short term. It's like longevity is nowhere near their mindset. And that's dangerous. People need to learn how to conceptualize and look ahead to the future, because there are so many things that's going on. A lot of things that people are just scratching the surface. And as far as relationships, I am not a dating coach. I am not a life coach, a relationship guru, none of those things. I just thought this was a good question to gauge the thoughts of what people will contribute as far as what's really expected, or should there be any expectations when you are going out for the first time? I think a lot of people may get confused or may just look at it quickly. And I'm not speaking about actually dating, like you've already met and this is your second or third time. I'm speaking about the very first time that you sit down and have a discussion. Feel one another out. Because as I said, most people, not all, but most people bring their best representation of themselves. I binge watch, Snapped, and I'm not even embarrassed to say it, but I do. I binge watch Snapped and For My Man and shows like that. You would be surprised of the double lives that people have led, and when it comes back to find out who the culprit is in some of these heinous crimes, and it's the people that they're dating or an ex. So that is why, in my opinion, it is very important that you take your time to vet people, ask certain questions, see what they find is funny. Thank you for the hearts, Lucy. And Black says, scary out there. I have too many male friends collecting child support. Yes, collecting. Oh, so the courts are in favor of your male friends. That's awesome. I've had clients that you wouldn't believe that their exes actually downgraded and fought for custody and modification of child support and actually won. Now, was it an easy task for them? Absolutely not. But you have to be tenacious in what you want, especially when you truly love your children and want to be in their lives. Hey there, Chaos Rain, how are you? You missed the videos, I'm assuming, but we're talking about, should a man be expected to pay a babysitter if he wants to date a woman with a child or children? And the general consensus was nope. And Black says, really? It was very easy for them. Well, that's awesome. You must be in a different jurisdiction, because in the DC area, that is, well, family court, that's a different animal. And you have to provide so much paperwork. But if you have a lot of proof and evidence, and most of my clients did, then pretty much it was easy to do. Time consuming, but it was easy to do. And that's a good thing, because there are jackets and thoughts where people think that men do not want to fight for their children, or they may just be content with seeing them a couple times through the month. That's not true. That's not true. I've seen, and I hate to say this, but I have to be honest. I've seen women become extremely vindictive when the men have moved on, and I can tell you the many times where everything was fine as far as the agreement, but the minute the child's mother found out there was another woman in the picture, here comes the paperwork. And it would become extremely ugly after that. So, yes, women can be extremely vindictive when they find out that a new woman is in their ex's life. And if the man moves up and moves into a new home, gets a brand new vehicle, the ex can get very agitated and vindictive as well. Oh, I've seen it. I've had clients that have done that. So when people say, oh, women don't do, oh, yes, they do. And some of them, not all, but some of them that do hair or nails on the side and get paid under the table, some of them won't report that. So women run game. Don't let anyone tell you any different. And I'm not saying all women, but there are some out there that run game as well. You just have to watch and know and recognize the signs. And it can be difficult, especially once your feelings get involved or you start thinking with your heart instead of your brain. I've done that and I will never do that again. I've learned, trust me. Now, see, that's messed up, Black. Black says, damn near all. I am not going to agree with that, but there are plenty, young and old. And they've been out there. They just know how to play the game. And another thing that people may not understand is there is still STIs and STDs out there. And another thing, people may not realize that your seniors, they still get feelings too. They haven't lost that love and feeling. And the rate of some of these STDs in seniors are extremely high. So I would think about making sure before you go to that next step, after you pay your $35 and some Outback, to know your status and be honest. Because, as I said, STIs and STDs are on the rise. And Black says, I had to tell some to just stop. Oh my, Black. Do you have any Usher confessions? Well, I probably shouldn't have said Usher when I was speaking about those other things. But I'm being serious about that. It's very important to know your status and to practice hygiene. I cannot stress how, and I'm even embarrassed to say this, but even in 2024, there are women who still do not wash their hands when they leave the ladies' room. That tells me that your hygiene, as well as restroom etiquette, both are poor. And for those of you who believe that a wipe of Charmin will get and keep you clean, that isn't true. Yes, Blackfire. I had jury duty a couple of weeks ago, and one of the state's attorneys, as a matter of fact, with her nice little suit on and her heels clicking in the bathroom, she went in there. There are no paper towels, so you would have to use the electric heater. She couldn't have washed her hands. And I'm like, that is so, that's just, you should know better than that. You should know better than that. And another thing, as I said, toilet paper may dry you, but it doesn't clean you. That's why there are wipies out there. And men, just because you go and whiz and shake it and maybe take toilet paper, you haven't cleaned your little man. Well, it may not be little, I don't know. But you're still not clean. There are wipies for that. You can carry around that must all day. You might be immune to it, but someone else may pick up on it. So those are just a few little things that you can take care of. And back to the women. And this may be a little bit graphic, but it's important because it deals with your health and your hygiene down there. I've actually seen, even though they're seat liners, I've seen hairs. You do know that little children back in the day, I don't know how prevalent it is nowadays, used to have head lice. Well, adults can get a certain type of lice too in their southern region. So, ladies that may be listening from the clouds or may catch the replay, be cognizant and exercise every means available to make sure you don't bring anything home. It's something that might be uncomfortable for people to speak about or even listen to, but it's real because you cannot rely on the next person to practice cleanliness and proper hygiene practices. So you have to make sure you take care of yourself. Absolutely, Melly. Keep them in your purse, You keep them in your pocket. It is no joke. And people wonder why they might be itching or burning. It's because you probably picked up something from one of these public restrooms. And you don't know what people have. And then you bring something home to your partner and accuse them of messing around, where the truth is you picked up something from a public restroom because you didn't practice proper etiquette. And I would think after 2020, people would be doing as much as they can to make sure that they protect themselves as much as possible. And the truth of the matter is, you're not going to escape everything. That's impossible unless you live in a bubble. And I haven't seen any bubble people walking around. But at least try to do what you can do to limit and not be so much in a hurry. It's crazy, but yes, absolutely. Keep those ready. Sanitizer. And as I mentioned earlier, know your status. Melly says, I wear a gas mask. These people nasty, coughing everywhere. Now I cough a lot, but I keep my mask on to protect myself as well as others. Now, of course, I don't wear it in the house, but when I'm out, I do, especially if I'm around a lot of people and if I'm having a major coughing fit. If it's dry, then no, because you have to be careful of any droplets. And that's the same for sneezing as well. And the way this weather has been changing, there have been a lot of people coughing and going through seasonal colds and the flu. That's why I try to sip as much tea as possible and get my doses of sea moss when I can. And ginger and turmeric. Those are a must for me. And just staying hydrated and trying to reduce stress, which isn't always easy, but you have to try and find a way to do that, because that can, I'm not saying that it will, but it can manifest into additional underlying issues, or it could bring about underlying issues, especially those who are getting older. So it's important to try to incorporate something in your life to bring you joy and peace, and exercise. Get some form of exercise in daily to release those endorphins, get a little bit of sweat going, and keep the blood circulating. And it's so important. I see so many people walk around and they're carrying a lot of weight. I mean, a lot of weight. And I just don't understand if they realize what damage they could possibly be bringing themselves as they get older. Black says, I need to get back on the sea moss. I'm down to my last 2 jars. I'll make another batch, maybe the weekend. Melly said, I'm not fond of the smell, but I use it daily. Well, it depends on how it's prepared. I make sure that when I'm cleaning mine, that I'm using lime, key limes actually, and lemon. So you don't have that smell. But I tell you what does smell. And I have to make sure that when I'm doing my smoothies and when I use that, I put a little bit of extra fruit, and that's bladderwrack. Bladderwrack has um, a sea smell, if you will. But I like to use that when I'm doing my vegan tuna. Oh, okay, Black. You only took the pill versions of it. Okay, so you don't actually use the gel. I use the gel in my teas, when I do my golden milk, and a lot of my smoothies. Some of my soups, I'm going to do a vinaigrette. Just need to figure out what type, and I'll be using sea moss gel for that, so it'll be alkaline. And Melly says, haven't seen any key lime in California in a decade. Do you have, this is an ignorant question, but I don't know, so I'm going to ask it. Do you have international markets out there? Because that's where you should be able to find those. Or try to grow some. They're much smaller than regular ones. They're supposed to be better if you follow Dr. Sebi. May he rest in power. But that's what I use when I clean mine. I use the key lime and lemon. And then I do the overnight soak method. Oh, okay. Well, then you should be able to go in there and find those. Also, burro banana. They're made differently than the regular bananas that you see. Those are actually hybrids. The burro banana is better in my opinion. And plantain, but plantain is more of a vegetable and you cook it. I would not advise anyone to eat a raw plantain. I would either bake it or fry it, but I would not, definitely not eat it raw. But yes, that's where you can find a lot of your exotic fruits there, like the star fruit, the dragon fruit, papaya, everything. They're larger to me, they're fresher to me, and you might be also able to find grapes with seeds in them. And it might be a little bit more expensive, but supposedly they're better for you. And I find a lot of my leaves in the international stores, like your moringa, your dandelion root, chamomile, hibiscus. I love the hibiscus flower. Your elderberries, everything. You find a wide array of spices in those stores that you can't get from your other markets like Giant or Safeway, whose prices are astronomical. And to be honest, the net weight volume isn't nearly what you're paying for. Okay, Melly said, I used all of that in my tea. Absolutely. and peppermint as well. Soursop. There's so many things, so many things. And the turmeric, you can get that in bulk. But with the turmeric, it's actually orange. But once you cut it, and you have to be careful when you're handling it because it'll turn your fingertips or it'll stain it in a yellow color. The fresh turmeric is the best. Fresh turmeric and fresh organic ginger, if you're able to get it. They're wonderful together. And Melly says, I have everything you mentioned except soursop. Yes, I went to the store the other day and they had the soursop leaves on sale. Absolutely. And you can also get aloe, the long green stems, but it's aloe. And a lot of people like to cut that and use the juice that comes out. So there's so many different things you can do. Black says that stuff is strong. It's strong, but for some people, and I always say before you add, change, or modify anything in your diet or daily health regimen, consult with your physician first, because if you're taking other supplements or you're on medication, it might interfere. So it's always good to speak with your doctor first. But a lot of those things, they've helped me. Now, I cannot speak and will not for what it may do for anyone else, but I slowly started to do those things. I don't really like to take um, vitamins in pill form. I like to get mine from the earth, so to speak. Not everything, but definitely my herbs. And like I said, the bladderwrack, yes, that's not pleasant. And I tell you another thing that I use, spirulina. That's also an algae. It's a beautiful greenish blue color, but it has a sea aroma as well. But it's a beautiful, beautiful color, but the smell is not pleasing. And Molly said, right, because of too many fillers and pills. They're expensive though, I've seen that. Oh, okay. Melly says, I'm allergic to spirulina. I don't use it often. I'll do it sometimes when I do my green smoothies. Not all the time, but every now and again, I'll sprinkle a little bit in there. But usually I do the moringa. Moringa is good. And maca. I don't know if you've used maca root. That's good as well. I like that. When I use that, I'll use cashew butter, almond milk, and a frozen banana. That is a good smoothie right there. Maca root, cashew butter, and frozen banana and almond milk. So I just gave you a recipe for a good smoothie. If you can take maca root or if you like that. To me, maca has a slight taste of butterscotch. Not overpowering, but just a little bit. But again, that's something you have to make sure you're able to take Oh, okay. Melly is on the ball. Do you have your chia and hemp seeds as well? Now that is something I haven't tried. I've seen it, but I'm a little bit apprehensive about that. Wheatgrass. It's just a few things I've looked at and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that because even though I love hibiscus, I have to be home because that will truly clean you out. Okay, no hemp. Okay, flaxseed, that's good too. A lot of people like to make flax eggs or chia eggs. And that's just basically to hold whatever recipes you have together because chia seeds, if you've ever seen them, because I make chia pudding, they'll expand after a bit. It's actually amazing to see. Like the chia pet, those things actually do expand. And that's why I like to use those in my smoothies because after they expand, they truly fill you up. But if you use the chia pudding, that I said I was going to do a demonstration on that. Those are so easy to make and they taste really like pudding and they're thick. And you really don't even taste the chia seeds. They're just there. And Melly said, I'm 85% organic lifestyle. Okay. But yeah, I'm trying different things. I don't know who that is this time of morning. Yes, I'm trying to delve into more different things I haven't tried yet. I'm doing a lot of experiments with different types of peppers and to see how hot I can go. Without unaliving myself. But I love peppers of all types. And they will clear any type of sinuses, at least for me. I don't know about anybody else. I like to put cayenne pepper, just a little, in my teas as well. That and a little bit of black pepper. It makes a difference, it really does. And if you need a little bit of spice to add to that, just a sprinkle of cinnamon as well. Spices are not just aromatic. A lot of spices, they're just good for you if you do your research. Again, consult with your physician first and find what combination works for you. But my favorite nighttime drink, even though I drink a variety, the golden milk. It's warm, it's soothing, it has an array of spices, the turmeric plus the black pepper, which activates the curcumin. That can actually, for me, it's soothing and it helps with sleep. Again, for me. Some people like warm milk and honey. I don't do honey. But when I did, Manuka honey would be the honey of my choice. Now I use agave or maple. Absolutely. Any type of milk. Pistachio milk, almond milk, cashew milk. Cashew milk, I have to confess, is my favorite. Uh, Flax milk is very good. Coconut milk is good, but my favorite is cashew milk. Yes, anti-inflammatory. And coconut milk. Absolutely. And I made my own walnut milk, and it was so good. It's messy though. After you squeeze it through um, the nutmeg, it can get messy, but that's so easy to make. A lot of things you can make on your own. You'd be surprised. I know how to make my own veggie broth now, and it is so easy. The mirepoix, you just cut your onion, carrot, and celery. You either put it in a regular pot and let it simmer, or I put mine in a crock pot. I'll let it stay on low overnight, discard the veggies, and put it in mason jars. It's healthier and a lot cheaper than the broth that you buy from the stores that has a lot of sodium. You can make your own. Actually, I did a video of how to make that. And some people like to put mushrooms in theirs, but your basic mirepoix is your onion. And I prefer sweet onion with the skins on. Basically, it's veggie scraps. Your carrot and celery. Now, for those of you that like chicken broth, then you use the part of the chicken that has the fat. Excuse me. Melly says, my juicer can make milk from almonds. What type of juicer do you have, Melly? I need to invest in another one. I think I've almost demolished it. But that's really cool. I used filtered water, walnuts, and agave. And I let the walnuts soak overnight. And then I put everything in the blender. And then I put it through a nutmeg. Not a nutmeg. Getting tired now. A nutmeg, and squeezed out everything into a couple of jars. And I had walnut milk. It was so good. It must be. Melly needs to share what type of juicer that is, because I'm trying to invest in another one. I'm trying to make a celery juice, but every time I try to do it, it's not hitting on anything. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to taste, but I can't do it. Now, the first time I did ginger juice, it was too much ginger. I needed to add more coconut water to it, but now I learned the balance, so that came out good. But I have to get this celery juice down pat. And once I get that together, I'm good to go. I've learned how to do beet juice and carrot juice, but celery juice, I still can't get it yet. They have been epic fails each and every time. I love sorbet. I did a mango sorbet and it was so good. I think the next one I'm going to try will be raspberry. Well, that's good, Melly. I didn't know that you were a health nut. I'm sorry, Black said. Mine is really small. I need a bigger one too. Maybe that's why you haven't been out on any dates, Blackfire. Just joking, just joking. Had to slide that one in there. But they always come out with new models on the market, so maybe over the weekend when I'm taking care of some business, I'll peep in there and see what models they come out with. Sorry, you left yourself wide open for that one, Black. Even when I am tired, I'm still sharp. So keep that in mind. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm a trained boxer. I keep myself right. Okay, we have Mike Tyson in the house. Hey, Ricky, how are you? Long time. Every time I see the name Ricky, I have to say, Ricky. Sorbet is yummy. What's your favorite? Like I said, I've done mango, and I think I have a video somewhere where I made mango sorbet, but I'm going to try raspberry next. I didn't know that, Melly. A trained boxer. I remember when I first started kickboxing. I kid you not. I knew I'd be able to handle the bag, but Lord have mercy, it took me a while. And I did my first, attempted, let me take that back. When I attempted to do my first roundhouse kick, I almost fell down. Some of the people in there that are a lot older than myself, and you'd be surprised of the older people in there. They were sitting there laughing. I'm like, these damn old people laughing at me. But it was a journey. But one thing about kickboxing, I kid you not, it works every, every muscle in your body. And after my very first time, when I got out to the car, my throat was aching so bad. My heart felt like it was beating 200 miles per minute. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a heart attack. But after I got used to it, it was good. And like I said, it works every muscle of your body, and you really will see a difference. But you had to stick to it. I did it for a couple of years and got away from it. I still exercise, but that is truly, truly intense. And Melly said, no, I'm more like Marvelous Marvin Hagler, okay? Ricky said, it is the only thing where I like raspberry flavor, okay? And Ricky said, Hagler, I ain't messing with Melly. Nobody wants to be Riddick Big Daddy Bo. Wow. Melly is laughing. Hey there, Miss Chabs, how are you? And did you just ask me if I did the ice bath? Hell no. Are you crazy? I told you I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I'm basic. And many things don't intimidate me. But after that first go round, I was intimidated. I was intimidated because there were so many older people in there that they were getting their jabs, their uppercuts, and their combos, and then their roundhouse, and back to the combos. And I was standing there looking like, what in the world? I didn't think they were real people. I thought they were cloned AI people. I really did. I'm like, what have I gotten myself into? But that only lasts for a little bit. You just have to keep working at it. And after a bit, it was fine. I would go to the park. I know I have a video of that up, and I still have my boxing gloves right here. They're in the closet next to me. And I would box the trees, do my little ducks. So yeah, it worked out well. But it took time. I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of things I can pick up quickly. That was not one of them at all. But it's a very good workout, and like I said, it will work muscle, every muscle that you have, and you will lose weight. That's how I actually started to form more muscle in my leg. Melly's laughing. Melly used to hate him. Black, it kept me numb. Okay. Yes, my cousin is doing that now. She hurt her back and she's doing that. Actually, I heard that would be good for me as well. I just haven't done it because I know what some people do in those waters. I'm not trying to be OCD-ish, but I just know what people do in water. But yes, I heard for resistance that water or aqua aerobics is supposed to be extremely good. I can see people now swimming in the water or walking in the water or even just bending down in the water. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. I'll keep it to myself. But thanks, but no thanks. I only like one type of shower, and that's the clear. I'm not. And I didn't. I kept it clean. I kept it clean. Hi there. How are you? Ricky said, okay. I have lost 25 pounds since last year. I am on a new health journey. Oh no. I had a stroke and I'm on diabetic meds. I'm sorry to hear that, Ricky. Well, I'm glad you're doing better. And prayerfully, it was just a minor stroke. Melly said, just a thought. Absolutely. Weight loss is not easy at all. My heaviest was, gosh, two, let me get this right. I don't even like to think about it. 230, 240. And that was 2018. And my lowest has been 150, which is still, according to doctors, overweight for my frame because I'm only 5 foot. I didn't know that. Maybe that's why I haven't seen you. But yeah, and it took my becoming vegan and working out. Ricky, I didn't know that. Maybe, like I said, maybe that's why I know I hadn't seen you in a while. Hopefully, those meds will keep you down, and that's what I was speaking about earlier about health. It is no joke. And as we get older, that weight is hard to come off. I mean, I'm not huge, but I'm not skinny either. I'm what you consider, I guess, thick. I've got my waist, but I've got some things to tighten up. That's why it's important to get some form of exercise in. I mean, as I'm speaking on this laptop, I'm doing little leg exercises now to keep circulation going. People that sit for long periods of time, you stand to, again, do your research, but blood can pool, and that could sometimes lead to clots or, oh, God forbid, PE. So there's a lot of things you have to be aware of. And stress releases cortisol, and a lot of times that results in fat in your stomach and gut area. And Ricky said, part of my disappearance was losing my face. Oh, okay. Thank God I was able to find you. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you found me. And I'm glad you're here. Melly said, I'm driven. I still train like I'm in my 20s to to compete with my kids. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's cliche-ish, I know, but your health truly is your wealth. And any little thing that you can do to improve it, any small thing, is better than doing nothing at all. I'm gonna have to see Melly train. Yes, Melly. We have one life to lose, and I enjoy living. Absolutely. Yes, it's a great way to stay young and active. Indeed. Dancing is a good way too. Or just moving. Just moving. Had to drop it down low. So my knees are still intact. Even though I hear a little snap, crackle, and pop every now and again. That's why I always make sure I'm out there walking. Sometimes I'll jog. Rarely do I run, but I will jog and keep that blood moving. So, yeah, keep the blood circulating, keep moving, and enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. And when you find yourself in a dark place, do I stretch or do yoga? Absolutely. How do you think I was able to get all the way down like that? No, I used to actually do gymnastics as a little girl. I've always been active. I ran track and field. So I've always been active. My legs have always been strong, even with challenges that I have. Yeah. But yes, I stretch. Yep. And like I said, I was at 230, 240 back in 2018. And like I said, I'm not huge, but I'm not tiny. I'm thick. And I'm happy with myself right now. It could be better, but I'm good. No, I'm not no Mary Lou Retton or Dominique Dawes or Simone Biles, none of them. I'm just me. But I was happy about what I was able to do. And I started at a young age. But stretching is very good. But sometimes, now that I'm older, when I stretch, I get a cramp. And I'm not really sure what that's about. I know my vitamin D gets extremely low at times. So, again, I do a lot of plant milk and I have to take 50,000 IU vitamin D once a week. Absolutely. I did a story on that as well. But yes, she made it through her health episode, which they're saying was some type of rare type of pneumonia. And I can feel her on that because that's something I used to get every year. And that's a large part of why my voice sounds like it does. You know, when you've coughed as many years as I have, and sometimes every day, it's a miracle I'm still able to talk. So you just have to be thankful for everything, because for everything that you're going through, there's somebody else that's going through a lot more. And Black says, real good size. I'm snack size. And I can show my tummy in the summertime. There's a little bit of flab there that happened when I lost that weight. And for some reason, I just cannot tighten it all the way up. And I'm not doing any nips and tucks. What you see is what you get. I'm 55 now, so that's for the younger women to do if that's what they want to do. I'm not doing anything. I'm embracing age as it comes. And Melly says, I have 50,000 D3. Get out of my supplements. I'm not in your supplements. They're little green gel-like tablets that I have to take because my vitamin D has been hovering around 20 for the longest time. So this is why I say you have to be very thankful and grateful. And when I say they're challenges, but I don't let them get me down. Hey there, truth or consequences. I don't know if is that you, Spottum? Did you change your name? Or is this the other truth or consequences? But yeah, I have to take those. I'm off of a lot of the medications I used to take. Thank goodness. Ricky Smith said, hold on, Ricky said, leave the plastic surgeries to the Kim Kardashians of the world. Black don't crack. Oh no, Ricky, look, like I said, at 55, I'm fine. And I don't mean like I'm fine as in looks wise. I'm content. Now, yes, I can stand to lose about 5 or 10 more pounds. I have plenty of time to do that. But I have a waist and my upper is okay and my backside is okay. It's not huge, but my age, I'm okay. Oh, okay. Well, what's up, Spottum? Good to see you. And according to mine are prescription, and it just says vitamin D. And they're little, well, you already know, they're green little gel tabs. And they don't smell good now that I think about it. But yeah, I take one once a week. And you know, or people should know, when your vitamin D is low because you start to feel really, really sluggish. It's a different type of fatigue. I can't even begin to explain it. Oh, thank you, Ricky. I look at myself as being average. I had my heyday. I lived. I'll just put it like that. And it's over now, and I'm good. I'm good. I would just like to live out the remainder without stress and having to worry about so many things. Just incorporating laughter or bringing some type of motivation or inspiration to somebody who may be going through something. Because trust me, I've been through a lot. But again, as I mentioned just a few minutes earlier, there are people out here that are going through or have gone through much worse. So I'm extremely thankful. And what doesn't take you out of here, it just makes you stronger, or it should make you stronger once you get over that storm. Because trust me, there's another one waiting. It may not be the next day, but it's there. Oh, Melly says, I was overdoing it and had a toxic buildup on vitamins. You were overdoing it as far as your training, or you were overdoing it as far as your vitamins? I'm sorry, but that reminded me of the episode Good Times. And they wanted Florida to do that commercial for Vita Bright. Michael got drunk. Oh my God, I'm getting delirious now. Overusing supplements. Now, you didn't know that you weren't supposed to do that, or you were just doing it to help with your training. I don't even know why I thought about that episode. I thought it was hilarious, though. You were stacking, meaning stacking your muscles? See, I can't do pill supplements. I mean, I've heard of stacking. They were pills though at the GNC, because someone I actually used to see who was in the military, he would take fat burners, and I think they were called stacking or whatever. And no, I could never get into the pill supplements. This girl I used to work with, she was a distributor of oh my God, what was the name of those products? And if I could see her now, I would squeeze her neck. She Starlight or some type of, I think that was the name of it, but she had this product that she claimed was better than no dose. And we were working overnight. So she said, no, I'm telling you. And she had me watch this video. And I watched the video, and all these so-called stars talked about how wonderful these products were. I took this thing, I forgot the name of it, but it was similar to No Dose. Within 20 minutes, I don't know how much caffeine was in it, but I was so sick on my stomach. I thought I was going to pass out. And I told her not to ever, ever present to me any of that quack doctor stuff ever again. I can see why people get sick off of those things. It was horrible. Well, I'm glad you were able to get over your toxic buildup on those vitamins. I see a lot of people go in and out of these vitamin shops, and like I said, I can't do them. And some people may not be able to do CMOS. Some people may be totally against that. I mean, again, you have to do what's best for you. You have to research, but most importantly, as I said, speak to your physician. But everything, especially if it's not, well, I'm not even going to say that. Some things could be FDA approved, some things may not be. Everything isn't for everybody, and everything should be in moderation. And having a clear mind, honestly, is very important as well. I mean, we feed our bodies, but we need to learn how to feed our minds as well with positive things, especially when we're going through. Positive I messages, affirmations daily, and believe in them. Some people will write down certain things and they'll have it to look at when they get up in the morning. And they keep reading it and believing it until it comes to fruition. You know, keep in mind, the brain is physical, but the mind is mental, and your mind can do wonders. But you have to take care of your mind as well. That's why you see a lot of older people doing crossword puzzles or any type of puzzles. They're feeding and strengthening their minds. Do you know how many younger people are out there that are starting to suffer from short-term memory loss and every other type of cognitive condition you can think of? It's because they're not feeding their brain. Social media and all of these games, they may be fun, but you still have to challenge your mental. And that's very, very important. Melly says, I can tolerate sea moss, even though it's an algae. I can't even taste it, honestly, when I put it in, like I said, my teas or my, especially my smoothies. If I use it in soup, because I use very little. When I use the most will be in the smoothie, but for everything else, it'll be very little. But that's just from me. And Ricky says, we have to be aware as consumers of what's out there The human body is quite a miracle. Yes, indeed, Ricky, it is. If we stay in tune with it, it will inform us when something is not right. Absolutely. And some of us, and I'm guilty of this as well, I'll be the first one to admit it. And it's silly and foolish, I know, but sometimes when you go through a lot, you really don't want to hear something else has gone wrong. And sometimes, and like I said, I'm guilty of this, I'll ignore things. Even though I know something isn't quite right, I'll ignore it. I'm getting better with it, but do not do that. Don't do what I do sometimes for fear of finding out something else, because honestly, early detection can prevent more issues. And I think once we realize that and get past that fear, and I need to take my own advice on that, we could avoid things. But you're absolutely right, Ricky. The human body is quite a miracle. Yes, many things actually take care of themselves. Pancreas, your liver, which goes back to what I said earlier. You have to know your status. You have to get your checkups. And women, you have to take care of your twins upstairs. And fellas, you gotta take that test that a lot of you all, for whatever reason, and I have begged my brother for the longest to go get that test, and he refuses to do it. I don't know what it is about that test men do not want to do. And I'm not a man, so I don't know your feelings on that. I always assumed it was because of the stereotypes that went along with it, but if it can help you with early detection of issues with your prostate, I would say damn to any stereotype. I don't care what it was, and get it done. Because what people don't realize is something that could have been prevented and you chose not to do it. And if you have close family members, you leave that burden on them. And they're going to take care of you. Well, some of them will. Because they're family and they love you. And it's the right thing to do. But you don't know. You don't know the hurt that you put on them. It's one of the most depressing and hurtful things to see somebody you used to see being extremely strong at one point deteriorate in front of your eyes. That's something that you'll never forget. So just keep that in mind. Ricky said, I tried to ignore what was going on. I don't know why this keeps coming up my screen. I tried to ignore what I was going on. The stroke I endured. I didn't even know what it was when it happened. My blood sugar was over 300. Oh my God. When I finally went to the ER to get checked out, your blood sugar was over 300. Oh my goodness. Oh, Ricky, I am very, very elated that you are still here and you are doing what you need to do. And I'm sure you have your educational resources on that to continue the right path. So you were truly blessed because from your writing, it seems like your cognitive ability is still there 100%. Some people aren't as blessed. I don't want to use the word lucky. I must say blessed on that. Wow. Rest is important too. And that's one thing I don't get enough of. And to be honest, I never really have. But now that I'm older, it's something that I need to work on. Truly. But sometimes in life, it just seems like you have so much you have to try to get done, so much you want to get done. And you'll say, you'll rest later, you'll rest later, you'll rest later. Until, if you believe in the Creator, He'll sit you down in one way or another to make you rest. I have much reading material on healthy food choices. I still cheat a little, but not near the way I used to. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you must remind yourself and others as well of your testimony, because that truly, truly is a testimony. And it's a journey. Everything is a journey. I don't think people realize how some have it truly good. And they have no idea the struggles of others. And I cheat too. Trust me. My kryptonite, and I'm going to post a picture, of our Reese's peanut butter cups. Now, I haven't had one this year, as a matter of fact. And we're only in February, but I haven't had any this year. But every now and again, I just get weak for them. And I don't know why. And I know Valentine's, definitely, I'll find the little peanut butter hearts and get a couple of them and smash those off real quick. But yes, that's my weakness. That's my weakness as far as cheating. But I don't have a craving for fast food. As a matter of fact, when I'm driving by those places, if I smell bacon, it makes me kind of I don't like the smell of it anymore. And I used to love bacon. Burger King, when I passed by there, makes me sick. And then if I go by Popeyes, oh my God, I can't wait to get away. Oh my goodness. Room temperature black. I've never tasted them frozen, but no, room temperature. Sometimes I would go to Royal Farms or Wawa before I get to the car. They're gone. That's how much I love those things. Now, when I was growing up, my favorite candy was Snickers. But I don't even think I could eat a Snickers now. What else did I like? I used to like Kit Kat. I can't eat those. Whatchamacallit. Now, my mother loved those. I think that's probably why I would eat those. I couldn't do that anymore. It's Reese's. That's the only candy I'll eat. Yes, indeed, Ricky. To me, Reese's are the best. The Temptation, absolutely. And the York Peppermint Patty. Now, I do like those. I forgot about that. But I haven't had, oh my goodness, one of those in probably about a year or so. It's been Reese's. Yes, swine. Ricky, I was a connoisseur of bacon and pulled pork. Now, I could make a mean pulled pork. Kit Kat, I used to like those. I don't have a taste for those anymore. How about making some plant-based Reese's? Actually, you can do that. You can do the vegan chocolate, and I believe they're called Enjoy Life chocolate chips. You melt those with a little bit of coconut oil, and then you get your peanut butter, and you make your little, you flatten those out, you let it cool, you put the peanut butter on top of it, and then you form it into your peanut butter cup or peanut butter ball. How about that? But I'll do a demonstration. But yeah, those are easy. Black says, Melly, last year I finally stopped eating bacon and it was hard. I know, Black. It took me, like I said, forever because I would make bacon, egg, and cheese on wheat or croissant. I would put maple on it, or I would do French toast with it. You name it. I did it. And I said, I have to stop because one thing I noticed when I was eating bacon like that, I noticed my ankles would swell. And it was because of the salt. You have to keep that in mind too. When you are consuming a lot of salt or sodium, check your ankles. I think that's called edema or something like that. Yeah, you got to be careful. Sure, Melly, I can do that. I've got to really start working more on that channel because I love cooking. It's hard. I did a mango pineapple salsa. It's a lot of videos I really need to upload, but I'll start doing more and transferring. I put a lot of stuff on the main one that I'm going to transfer over, but I need to find that video. I did a replica of a Nashville hot chicken patty using jackfruit. And that came out really good. I did a replica of vegan oxtails, which came out really good. And I used the carrot for the tail. And I had butter beans and everything. Everything that you would have in oxtails, I had. And it's time consuming, but the end result was good. And Melly says, black beef bacon better. I've never heard of black beef bacon. I like jackfruit. I have jackfruit now. I have young jackfruit. And I like to use king oyster mushrooms. Those are good as well. Every now and again, I'll do tofu, but I prefer the king oyster mushroom or the young jackfruit. But as far as that patty recipe was concerned, I have to find that video and upload it. But it was so easy and it was cool. It came out good. Wait a minute. Melly, do you cook it the same way? Because a lot of people told turkey bacon cooks different. Hey, Miss Chabs. He said, what? No, Doe, I'm telling Black that beef bacon is better. See, I'm tired. Okay, so beef bacon is better. Again, I don't know what beef bacon is. Is that better than pork bacon? I mean, isn't bacon bacon? Well, no, I guess if they have turkey bacon, they have, is it beef bacon or bison bacon? Yeah, I don't want any bacon, period. How about that? And Melly says Black, yes. The same way because it has fat. Turkey doesn't have fat. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look at that. I've never heard of that. So you just taught me something. Even though I'm not going to be indulging, but that's good to know for others that may want to indulge in that. Beef bacon. Hey there, Shaq. How are you? Long time. How are you doing? No, Doe, bacon isn't bacon. Beef always better than swine. I'm sure a lot of people believe in that, but I don't do beef either. Every now and again, I'll do chicken and cod. That's only because there are people here that don't always want the vegan chicken or the vegan fish. But as far as turkey, I haven't seen or tasted turkey in I don't know how long. Lamb, same thing. I used to love lamb. Oh gosh, what else? Brisket, I think. None of that. I cut all of that out and I try to replicate everything. And there are a lot of things you can use in place of, like the crumbles or TVP, which is textured vegetable protein. You can even do vegan meatloaf, and I like to use lentils when I make that, and it comes out so good. You don't have to use a lot of filler. You can do it like regular meatloaf if you like to put your green pepper in there or onion and red pepper, and it comes out so good. At least to me, it does. I am doing well. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, Shaq. But yeah, it's all about doing your best to live your healthiest life, not only your body, but your mind and spirit, because they all work together. Melly says, I was big on Beyond Meat until I heard about how it was processed. You know what, Melly? I've never used Beyond Meat. And the funny reason why is I didn't like the packaging. Isn't that crazy? So I've never even tasted a Beyond Meat product. I've never even had the urge to pick one up because I didn't like the packaging for whatever reason. It just didn't look right. Oh, thank you. A lot of people enjoy oxtail blackfire, but it's really, I think, fat, I believe, that they eat. I'm not sure, but I prepare my vegan the same way, but I used mashed beans and oxtail seasoning. And then I create a little patty that looks like a oxtail with the browning and the butter beans and the veggies, and it was good to me. What's Beyond Meat is um, a vegan, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm getting sleepy now. It's a vegan brand of, I believe, hamburgers, sausages. It's a brand. Y'all are getting funny now. Yes, plant-based. Just like corn and Dr. Prager's, I believe that's the name of it. There are a wide variety of plant-based products now. And because so many are coming out, you have to be really careful with them. Yes, pea protein. Some people use that in their smoothies as well and other drinks. I've never tried it though. Yes, beetroot, absolutely. I like purchasing loose beets and boiling them and then eating them just like that. And I don't know if the that burger that came out a few years back from Burger King, what is it called? The Impossible Burger or Impossible Whopper or whatever. I don't know if they used Beyond Meat for that or not. I couldn't bring myself to even try that. Melly said, I'm about that life, I'm telling you. I see. That's a good thing though. I don't hear many people at least admit to that. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Do you ever boil orange peel or lemon peel? Or eat the some of the peel? No, eat. shavings of lemon peel. It's said to have a lot of nutrients in that. Melly said, hold on, get your comment. Melly said, yes, the Burger King burger is beyond meat. See, I'm glad I never tried that. Melly said I didn't like it. What did it taste like? Because I heard a lot of people raving about it, just like they did that crazy Popeye's chicken that people went ham over. Hey there, Graham, how are you? Just sawdust. I'm sorry, but I don't know what sawdust tastes like. And Graham said, admittance is the first step to recovery. Amen. How are you, Graham? But no, I've never tried that. And I never tried that Popeye's chicken sandwich. And the way, hey there, twin, how are you? Good morning. I'm doing wonderful, getting ready to get off here. And it was gritty and bland, but you didn't have it your way, Melly. You didn't ask for all of the toppings. Now, I tell you one burger that I had years and years and years ago, and I don't even know if this place is still open or not, but it was called Roy Rogers. I don't care what anyone says. No one will ever convince me that was real hamburger meat. Even with the fixins cup, that didn't taste like McDonald's. I don't know what that was, but I vowed never to eat anything from, what was it, Roy Rogers ever again. It was horrible. And Shaq said, yes, I boil both lemon and orange peels. Absolutely. Absolutely. They are excellent. And when I do my ginger tea and I put something up the other day, I like to have an orange slice in that. But yes, lemon and orange peels, I read, have very good properties in there. And actually, if you inhale it when it's boiling, for me, it'll open you up as well. So yes, all right. See, Shaq is in his health mode. Yes, Graham. And Ricky says, I see what you did there. Have it your way. Yes. But no, I never had a hankering for that. Roy Rogers. Yes, you remember Roy Rogers? They were famous for their little fixins cup, but that burger I ate, that wasn't a hamburger. It couldn't have been unless I got an old one, but after that first one, I just couldn't go back. It was horrible. It was the worst. And Graham said, Roy Rogers chicken is throwback food. For real. Now, I never had their chicken. That burger was enough for me. The only thing was good was the fixins cup. Gave you one round of onion, tear off of some lettuce and a piece of tomato. And Graham was getting ready to go crazy. Graham said, Hardy makes a mean. Is Hardy still around? Dang. I remember Hardy's back in 1985. I was still in high school. Melly said, remember that 80s commercial, Where's the Beef? Yes, the little lady from Wendy's, Where's the Beef? They make all of those sandwiches when they put them up on the marquee so pleasing to the eye. And when you actually get them, sometimes the buns would have been burnt. The bait and switch. Clara Peller. Yes, that was her name, Ricky. Definitely remember that. Clara Peller was the lady's real name. Gravely voice. Absolutely. And Melly says, Hardee's is called Carl's Jr. in some states. Wow. That fast food chain has been around forever then. Do you remember Geno's? Geno's Giant? Or Geno's? Now they had good sandwiches, but I tell you, when I was a chicken eater, Church's fried chicken to me had the best chicken. It was called Church's Chicken, and I know they're not still around, but me and my ex used to go there and we would smash that chicken. Mouths would be just as greasy. Graham says, don't know. I think they ever had any in New York City. I used to stop there down south. Okay. But yeah, that is funny. And KFC, the Colonel with 7 herbs and spices. That's just bringing back memories from, oh my God, years and years and years and years and years ago. No way. You all have a Church's chicken out there? Wow. That is funny. The last Hardee's I went to was in Morgantown, West Virginia, where I live now. There's a Roy Rogers across from. Okay, so you're in Morgantown. You are. Okay, I'm like 15, 20, 25 minutes from Charlestown, West Virginia. You take 270 to 70 into West Virginia. And then Morgantown, is that off of, I'm thinking off memory now, off of 9? Shaq said, hold on. Shaq said, shit, Church's is still around. I didn't know that. I did not know that. The one I used to go to was in Prince George's County, Maryland. And I haven't been down in that area in God knows how long. So I have no idea if it's still there or not, because I've never seen any other anywhere else. Oh no, that was my mother's spot, Sizzler. They closed down years ago after the demic. I'm not trying to eat at buffets. Buffets. Sorry, that was a real slip. Buffets. But my mom loved Sizzler, and I tell you what else she loved, Ponderosa. She and her girlfriend, oh my goodness, they loved Ponderosa. As a matter of fact, I think Sizzler may have taken over Ponderosa. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Okay. I have a friend who lives in Laurel. As a matter of fact, she lives in russet. I'm not sure if you're familiar with russet or not, but yeah. And Melly said, haven't seen Ponderosa since the 90s. Yes. Oh my God. You just reminded me of my mom. She loved Ponderosa. Yes, indeed. And sometimes she would treat us to Shakey's Pizza. Okay, Ricky. Graham said, see, we learn something new daily. Indeed, we do. And Russet is where a Walmart is. Okay. All right. I know where that Walmart is. Is that Pier 1 still out there or did it close? Because that's where I used to love to go to get my reed diffusers. I know they closed many of those down. And there was a Starbucks on the right hand side. And a little bit further down was the Pier 1. But as I said, I'm not sure if it's still there or if they closed that down. And there's also, I think, a bingo place, or it was a bingo place there on the right hand side. If you're going towards, I want to say Anne Arundel, or maybe your left if you're going towards the Silver Spring area, 198. If you're going the opposite, if you're going towards 198, if I have my bearings straight. Hey there, twin. How are you? From the Philippines. But yes, it is now, oh my gosh, almost 3:30, and we have been on for 2:44. And Shaq said, oh man, Fonderay said them party wings on lit mode back in the day. Yes, that brings back so many nice memories. Oh my goodness. Ricky said, I don't know about Pier 1 still being there. Okay, so that bingo hall is still there. Okay. Mickey D's. They have a Royal Farms now. And a Wawa. Okay. They're building up. They're building up. I knew about the Walmart and Starbucks because I used to go there every day. I was addicted to Starbucks. I think I was just addicted to the smell as opposed to the coffee. It was okay. I mean, pricey, but yes. But like I said, it's 2:45 in and almost 3:30 here. So I want to thank everybody who participated in the comments to the question. And Graham, sorry you didn't come in earlier to hit the link because I know you would have had your interesting points on. Should a man be expected to pay a babysitter if he wants to date a woman with a child or children? And for those that catch the replay, the 3 videos that I played, and you can see the comments that the participants and the chat put up. And the general consensus was no. And Shaq says, Does anyone shop at Aldi? I don't. I know a lot of people that do. It's very popular and plentiful around here. I do Whole Foods. Every now and again, I may dash into Giant, but for the most part, Whole Foods. No worries, Graham. I didn't expect to go on tonight, to be honest. I had it scheduled for this past weekend, and then I changed it for this upcoming weekend, but I have too much stuff to do, so it was impromptu. And Ricky says yes, in my opinion, regarding the topic. No worries, Graham. It was great to see you. And Melly says, back in the 80s, my grandma did. Jeez, that brings me way back. Well, everyone, enjoy the remainder of your night/morning. And again, thank you all. Thank you to all of the members and everyone that stopped by just to engage in fellowship. I appreciate you all. And again, Ricky, prayers up to you and total restoration. Total restoration to you. Keep motivating and inspiring others with your testimony. Get these last comments. Oh, bless you too, and everything. You take care and make sure you pop back in when you're able to. I know it's late/early, but I've got to get it in when I can get it in. So with that, you all be safe, be well, and you know the rest. Be healthier. Until next time, bye-bye for now.